average in the tournament. Be looking at a world record average had he managed to carry on that. So if either of them can reignite that kind of form, we could be in for something rather special.
Well, if it's anyway like the game we had between Ratajski and Roach, we're in for a treat.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg, Max to throw first. Game on.
What kind of start will Hopp get today? Because the start yesterday in the first two legs where he got 4 180s, that doesn't happen very often. It's very unlikely he's going to do that again.
100.
But the weight of the dart predominantly was very good yesterday for Max. But to touch on Ross Smith, he was explosive on Friday.
58.
Yesterday he showed a very different quality, coming from behind to beat Gerwin Price, the defending champion.
Yeah, and it still was quality though, wasn't it? High 90s, 4-0 down.
100.
Really impressive stuff from Smith. The pair of them have hit 13 maximums between them in this tournament.
He is a big 180 hitter.
100.
And there's one right there. First of the contest, won't be the last.
Because we've seen the departure of Franz Roach, Smith and the other players trying to break into the European Championship record, they know exactly what they need to do now this afternoon, win the match. Aguera and Baker to follow. Ross Smith having had that wonderful victory against MVG last year, he'll want a taste of that again.
Oh yeah. He'll want to be a mainstay. That's the goal of all the players. They want to be part of the elite so that they don't have to constantly be in matches like this where they have to win to get in.
What does he have to do to win this leg? It's not going to be the 164 checkout.
96.
Max might force Max into taking this out to hold on to his throw.
Double 16 for a first leg hold in 15. Ooh, and the weight of the dart wasn't prime there.
68.
A wild one. Chance to break early. For a dream start for Ross Smith.
Game shot in the first leg. Ross Smith.
Just very, very sharp at the minute, Ross Smith. He's not making many mistakes. And if his opponent does make one tiny one, he is going to be in there.
Ross Smith has never lost to Max Hopp. The pair of them have met on 4 previous occasions over the years, a couple of times on the then youth tour back in 2013, at the Dutch Darts Championship in 2018, and at a Players' Championship event last year. The two in senior PDC tournaments, going quite close, but Smith getting the better of Max 6-5 and 6-4.
80.
It's a fabulous action that both of these players have. Technically, very, very sound. I was talking to Scott Baker this morning.
77.
You were there, and he was admiring the throw of Max Hopp. He said it's one of the best out there. Well, I think that Max has got one of the best, and so has Ross. The only unconventional thing that Ross has is the grip. But there's nothing wrong with it. The grip of Ross Smith, it's almost like a claw. All fingers are curved. And the dart is balanced on the ends of the curled fingers.
97.
Look at that there. The claw grip.
Well, he's getting a grip on this match from the off, you said at the start. He was a big 180 hitter these days, and he's hit one in each of the first 2 legs, taking his tournament tally to 9.
Who's to say that Ross Smith won't go on to win his first PDC ranking event today?
86.
He has been knocking on the door of the latter stages of an event all year long.
Max, you require
Based on what we've seen so far,
136.
I'm not expecting Max to get this, but he might have a crack. And does. Full credit. Oh, so close.
128.
Tremendous try from Max Hopp.
Ross, you require 40.
Yeah, just took a moment before taking aim at the
Game
double.
shot in the second leg. Ross Smith.
It might be
Third leg,
Ross
Max
Smith's
to
moment
front
today, as
first.
you mentioned there,
Game
but
on.
he has been knocking on the door of late. And we have seen players who have been knocking on the door come and produce big stuff
140.
on the European tour. The name Devon Peterson springs to mind.
There are probably other players who may be first in line to get their first PDC ranked event, but there are others who have been sticking around and getting good victories against great players and in
96.
the later echelons of tournaments who haven't quite made finals yet. I think Ross Smith is in that bracket, but nothing can be ruled out in 2020.
95.
He had a quarter-final run at the Autumn Series. In fact, had a couple. Losing out to Nick Kenny and Ryan Searle in successive days.
Nick Kenny's a good example, actually, because during the Autumn Series he had 4 first-round losses and a semi-final. But Ross Smith is not doing that right now. He's constantly accumulating points. He's only going one way in the rankings. And getting himself through this match will be 2,000 extra ranking points and will, of course, make the Euros, which will be even more ranking points. He'll be getting very close towards that top 32.
59. Max, you require 106.
Well, Max with a little bit of breathing space here.
Hasn't had any of that so far in this match.
49.
That's not bad. We'll get 2 for the leg when he returns. Got to put pressure on.
Good
pressure.
Yeah, very well done as well, because he used the dart that was in the treble 5 there. Hopp wants tops.
Well, that dart at tops is the one we're talking about. It's the one that gets dragged very, very low. And Smith is the kind of person who doesn't let him off. Oh, just so good on tops when he's shot. And that is the word that I would use to describe him over and over again.
Sharp, sharp, sharp from Ross Smith.
Ideal start, isn't it? Offer someone a 3-0 lead and they're not going to say no.
60.
Look, and you mentioned that dart at top from Max Hopp. I often rely on and bow to your expert analysis, Paul, but that was there for everyone to see. You could almost see it dip before it hit the board.
Well, this is the thing about the dart he's using. It's very long.
100.
And he does have a lot of fingers on the long dart that he throws. And he does have a tendency sometimes to allow that dart to come out of the hand a little late. So if he's got that strangled grip on that dart and it comes out a little late, it'll drastically dive because it's so tall. Got to get the timing right. When he gets it right, you see things like the first 4 legs from yesterday. But he's already had a couple of darts in this match where the weight of the dart has been severely lacking.
100.
I think he's going through a process at the moment, Max. He's trying to rediscover a consistent high range. And he has been using these darts for
21.
a good few weeks now. He does like them. But with every single change, you are going to have ups and downs.
100.
Setups so far this weekend. A 6-1 win against Jelle Klaassen, and then that explosive performance yesterday against Jose de Sousa, the winner of the last European Tour event last week. A much needed 180 there from Max Hopp.
Yeah, I think so. Ross Smith trying to run away with this game. Might still do so.
90.
At the end of the world,
Max, you require
that little
100.
10.
Not the easiest finish for Hopp.
He's going for the 60. Wow.
60.
So many options.
Ross, you require
And he went for the
51.
blocked bed. The one blocked bed on the board. I'm flabbergasted.
Game
It's cost
shot
him.
the full flag. Ross Smith.
Ross
fifth
Smith
leg, Max to
leads
throw
4-0.
first. Game on.
Well, if they didn't laugh, they'd have to cry.
That's better. It does have a great relationship with that treble 20, but I have to go back to that shot with 80 left on the board. 2 darts for it.
100.
One segment out of all of the segments on the board is blocked. Why would you go for that one when it's very hard to negotiate getting past it? Well, it's old news.
Yeah, hasn't stopped hitting it since.
139.
Well, he does love the treble 20 and he switches on that. It wasn't a loose dart, it wasn't dangling, it didn't look in any threat to hit the floor.
43.
Banged into them. He's almost a law unto himself sometimes.
Yeah, I'll give you 3 words of advice, Paul. Don't ask me.
I won't.
Bamboozling.
140.
Decision making at times.
Has to be said though, this is a bone crunching leg from Max Hopp, and that's exactly what he needs from here on out.
60.
But we know that
Max,
he can
you
explode. He
require
exploded at the
42.
start of the match with a big burst. Can he have a big burst here? And better to have it when Smith is still
26.
2 legs from the line.
I think Ross Smith just needs to stay in a nice, tidy process here. Keep doing what you're doing and prepare for the next leg.
100. Max, you require
He will have written this
16.
one off in his mind. And he'll be alright with losing this leg, which he has done now because it's Max's throw. Now Ross can get his way to 5-1. That's the plan. Max is made of very tough stuff. He's a very intelligent young man. Always has been. But that's the ideal start.
Well, it's a 180 that takes Ross Smith into double figures the weekend. Max Hopp the closest to him.
At which point do we start talking about Ross Smith being a genuine threat for this title?
Well, you can talk about it now if you want.
I think he is. I think we're going to be in for a blockbuster night, considering what we've got already. We've got Wade against Van Gerwen, where Wade might go in as favourite. Ratajski versus Sudovic, well, who doesn't love that? Central European heavyweight clash. Winner of this one plays Dave Chisnall or Cullen, which in itself is a fantastic match.
Yeah, game of the afternoon on paper, I have to say.
Big opportunity for somebody in the bottom bit. Michael Smith, Jesus
97.
Nogueira, Scott Baker or Danny Noppert will make their way to the semi-finals.
Very, very good stuff this from Smith, having seen Hopp
100.
dominate the last leg. The
84.
180 laid down the marker and he just pulled away. Double 12
Game
for
shot
an
in the
11
sixth leg.
darter.
Ross Smith, 7th leg.
Paul
Max to
says
throw
he could be a
first.
contender.
Game on.
He's going to go under the radar because other people are going to talk about the people who are already through, the likes of MVG, Wade, Ratajski, Sudovic. But let's face it,
100.
the way that Ross Smith has played this week and has been playing lately, he's going to cause a lot of those players and all of the players left in the bottom half a whole stack of problems. He's making playing
60.
darts look very easy, and that is a compliment.
I think it was a good phrase, under the radar, because even though he had that brilliant performance on the opening day,
21.
looking at matches and still making him the underdog, really, with just about everyone he plays in this tournament. And we're looking at the fixtures at the start of today. Dave Chisnall, Joe Cullen jumps off the page. Many thinking that the winner of that may well be the one that goes on to reach a final from that half. Smith will have a say.
Might have some Ross Smith fans out there, but I don't think they're going to vocalise that. A bit like saying you're a Rangers fan at Celtic Stadium.
40. Max, you require 140.
That is perfect. So is that. That was not, but it really was a good effort. He missed the 136 earlier. Misses the 140 on this occasion, but he does get the revisit. But it will be at a different double.
55.
Yeah,
Max, you
double
require
five
10.
for Hopp to hang on.
Game show on the
He does hang in there. But for how long?
That's exactly what he's doing. You're absolutely right. All he's doing is hanging in this game because Ross Smith is the sheriff.
57.
This is where you don't want to start seeing scores of 57 and 58. You want to be getting that 140 to start this leg to take the stress off yourself.
140.
Max Hopp fans out there.
Well, he needs to get his power scoring going, Max Hopp, because he can't afford to give Ross Smith any chances. Because what we've seen before suggests he's going to take them as he rattles in another maximum.
The guy in the Gezzy shirt there has just gone through the emotions, hasn't he? Cheering the big score of Hopp and then hating that 180 for Ross Smith. Oh, it's a trial being a player, but it's hard to be a fan as well.
Been an excellent performance from Smith. The scorings there, he's been perfect on the checkout.
44.
Ouch.
There you see, not a single dart missed. A double by Ross Smith, but that slip could deny him an opportunity. This leg at least.
I haven't seen a 6 out of 6 since Michael Smith in Graz 2 years ago. Tremendous. Does he get a shot at the 6 out of 6?
Well, it's a finish that Max Hopp knows very well. And he likes to do it on the ball.
96.
Well,
Ross, you require
could be
80.
1, could be 2 darts. Based on how he's finished, it's game over.
Well, he'll only need 1. By that reckoning. Having to move across, perhaps the most difficult double he's taken aim at in this match.
60.
Absolutely. That was a very
Max, you
difficult
require
shot.
25.
Chance missed. For the perfect game, pretty much. Double 8 to stay in it.
Game shot on the
Fabulous sticking power.
9th leg, Max to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, the first time Ross Smith misses a dart at double, he's punished for it. As Hopp breaks the throw. Just getting interesting, this. The place at the European Championship,
100.
don't forget, on the line for Ross Smith here.
If you get yourself the reputation of really hard to get rid of, that's a good thing in darts. Make yourself into a bit of a terrier player like Robert Thornton. And I get the feeling that Max Hopp is really starting to
60.
find a tenacious nature about his sport these days, and there's a sneaky confidence around him.
Yeah, particularly in these European Tour events in Germany, he has managed to turn that pressure into
100.
a help for him, and he does have an air of authority on the stage.
Absolutely. Can't tell you how good that second dart was. Not entirely sure how he got that in. But I likened him to Tony O'Shea last week in Sindelfingen because he pushes the dart so hard
100.
that he can bypass the blocker with ease sometimes. And the best player I've ever seen do that was Tony O'Shea.
Maybe he's modelled himself entirely on Tony O'Shea.
He's not a bad model. Tony's a great guy.
Yeah, has the same
41.
walk-on song, but not the
Ross, you
same
require
walk-on
161.
routine as old Silverback. Well, this should be routine from here for Ross Smith. 6 darts to seal a spot in the final session and
90.
in the European Championship.
That's a terrific last start. You'd much rather be on 71 than 96. 96 is a good leave, but 71's just a bit easier. Because you should be guaranteed one more shot
71.
for the match. He's looking at 51. This time, no, no, no. He wanted to go to his favourite double 18, and maybe he was thinking about it before he threw in for the single.
60.
Well, there's a lot that he could have been thinking about. Catching.
Well, now he's got to hit the sandwich shot right in the middle.
20.
Couldn't jam it in.
Ross, you require 40.
Now Ross Smith has a glorious opportunity to complete this victory. Double 10.
Well, that's awkward.
Can he work off it? Wrong bet. We've seen him in the wrong big number. Now we've seen him in the wrong double. Max Hopp was all over the place in the last visit, but can he hang in there again? He has.
Max Hopp.
I don't know how much of this drama I can take this week.
First, game on.
I've already had that Roach match against Ratajski. Well, you have to pick me off the floor by the end of the day. The amount of drama we've gone through in the last couple of weeks.
97.
Well, let me ask you, Paul, you've been in similar positions to win matches to get into the latter stages of tournaments, but also to get into big tournaments. How difficult is it for that not to be running through your head when you're
97.
taking aim at doubles to win?
It's awful. It is awful. Because all you want to do is play a game of darts and try and win that match. You don't want other things floating around your brain.
59.
I remember being in Vegas a decade ago thinking my place at the World Match Play was under massive threat. And I was playing against Nigel Hayden and I just couldn't get my mind off it. I lost the match. And I needed a favour from Steve Evans to beat Gary Anderson. It happened. Felt a lot of good it did me. I went and got drilled by Steve Beaton at the World Match Play. But when you're in those kinds of matches, you are under immense pressure from yourself and nobody else.
$60.
Well, he had to stay on the 60 there. So I can't criticise his tenacity on the 20 segment, but now Ross Smith is trying to cultivate another chance.
Financially for Ross Smith, this
85.
match is worth £8,000.
Don't think he's been involved in many matches worth that amount of money.
The couple that he'll get extra for reaching the quarter-finals, and then it's 6 for appearing at the European Championship.
Well, Ross had 205 on his last visit. On the last start, he chose to go for the 60. It's cascaded into the 5, when I think he should have gone for the 25 to leave 100. Now he's got a really tricky look in Shanghai, but what a dart that is to give himself another match chance.
Smith seals a spot not only in the quarter-finals of this European Tour event, but also